The idea of reaching the center of the Earth has existed for centuries. It appears in ancient myths, early scientific speculation, and classic literature. But beneath that imagination lies a real and far more dangerous pursuit: descending into the deepest cave systems on the planet, places where sunlight has never reached and where the surface world effectively disappears.
Now I'm going to secure myself. I'm going to put this Jumar here to be secured again. I'm going to tie this new station's rope to my stop descender to descend further. I'm good to go. I'll take this securing point off. Jumar, and take it off. Time to descend.
This journey did not lead to the Earth's core, but it did take a human being as close as physically possible using modern equipment. The destination was Veryovkina Cave, located in the Arabika Massif of Abkhazia, a mountainous region near the eastern coast of the Black Sea. Today, it is recognized as the deepest known cave on Earth.
Far from each other. We move 8 hours a day, then rest.
Reaching a depth of more than 2,200 meters, over 7,000 feet straight down. This expedition was not tourism. It was exploration in its rawest form. The descent took 8 days, and by the time it ended, the explorer had lost more than 10 kilograms of body weight.
Oh, this pedal got away from me. I need to put it back on. If I fall from here, I don't think I'm going to be alive.
The average speed of moving through the cave is 100 meters per hour. Our ascending speed and descending speed are the same. We also carry our bags with us in the cave.
Veryovkina Cave was first discovered in 1968 by Soviet speleologists. At the time, it was considered relatively modest, measured at just over 100 meters deep. For decades, it remained largely ignored. It was not until the early 2000s, when new exploration teams returned with modern equipment, that its true scale began to emerge. Each year, explorers pushed deeper. Vertical shafts dropped hundreds of meters at a time. Narrow passages led to massive underground chambers. Waterfalls appeared in total darkness, cutting through limestone that had been shaped over millions of years. By 2018, the cave surpassed all known records, officially becoming the deepest cave ever explored. Reaching the bottom is not a single descent. It is a series of controlled drops, climbs, crawls, and bivouacs, temporary underground camps where explorers rest, eat, and recover before continuing. The journey begins at the surface, where the entrance appears deceptively ordinary. A narrow opening in the ground, surrounded by rock and vegetation, gives no indication of what lies beneath. Within minutes of entering, daylight vanishes completely. From that point on, everything depends on artificial light. Temperatures inside the cave remain near freezing year-round. Water is everywhere, dripping from ceilings, flowing through passages, pooling in chambers. Humidity approaches 100%. Clothing never dries. Equipment corrodes. Every movement requires energy, focus, and caution. The descent involves repeated vertical drops using ropes anchored into the rock. Some shafts exceed 100 meters in a single drop. Any mistake at this depth is fatal. Rescue, if possible at all, could take days or weeks. Food is limited. High-calorie rations are carefully calculated, but appetite fades quickly in extreme environments. Sleep is shallow and irregular. The body burns energy constantly just to stay warm and functional. Over 8 days, the calorie deficit becomes severe, explaining the dramatic weight loss. As the team moved deeper, the cave environment changed. At certain depths, airflow stopped entirely. The air became heavy and still. Carbon dioxide levels rose in enclosed chambers, requiring careful monitoring. Pools of water appeared that had never been touched by human hands. In some sections, explorers were forced to swim through submerged passages in complete darkness, guided only by touch and memory. Geologically, the cave is a record of deep time. The rock formations tell a story spanning hundreds of millions of years. Layers of limestone, carved by slightly acidic water, reveal how slow and persistent geological processes can create immense voids beneath the Earth's surface. Stalactites and stalagmites grow at rates measured in millimeters per century. Some formations may be older than human civilization itself. At extreme depths, the cave opens into massive chambers unlike anything found near the surface. These spaces are silent, dark, and vast beyond expectation. Sound behaves differently. Light disappears almost immediately. Without reference points, it is easy to lose all sense of scale and orientation. Psychologically, this is one of the most challenging aspects of deep cave exploration. Humans are not adapted to total darkness for extended periods. Circadian rhythms collapse. Time loses meaning. The mind begins to fixate on small sensations. Dripping water, the hum of equipment, the sound of breathing. Maintaining focus requires constant discipline. At the deepest point reached during the expedition, the cave floor was covered in water. There was no dramatic endpoint, no solid bottom in the traditional sense. Instead, there was a final chamber filled with near-freezing water and rock walls disappearing into darkness. Standing there, the explorer was farther from the surface than any human had ever been. The pressure at that depth is immense. Not enough to crush the body, but enough to remind you that kilometers of rock sit above your head. Every exit is upward. Every mistake compounds. After reaching the deepest point, the journey was only half complete. The ascent is often more dangerous than the descent. Exhaustion sets in, muscles weaken. Equipment has already endured days of moisture and strain. Ropes must be climbed rather than descended. Injuries are more likely when fatigue is highest. Over the following days, the explorer retraced the entire route upward, returning through each bivouac, each shaft, each narrow passage. When daylight finally reappeared at the entrance, it marked not just the end of an expedition, but the return to a completely different world. The physical toll was undeniable. 10 kilograms of body weight lost, severe dehydration, muscle breakdown. But the mental impact lingered longer. Deep cave explorers often describe a sense of dislocation after returning to the surface. The sky feels unreal. Noise feels overwhelming. The mind takes time to readjust to a world with color, distance, and open space. This expedition did not prove that humans can reach the center of the Earth, but it did reveal something equally important. There are still places on this planet that are nearly inaccessible. Environments so extreme that even with modern technology, they demand absolute commitment, preparation, and risk. Veryovkina Cave stands as a reminder that exploration did not end with satellites and space probes. Some of the most hostile frontiers remain beneath our feet, silent, dark, and largely unknown. And reaching them still comes at a cost.